What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Stefan here from App Stuff. Hope you are doing well. In this video, we're going to be going over how to upload videos to Firebase storage with SwiftUI. So as you guys can see here, we're also going to be downloading those videos and displaying them in a video feed. You guys can see here that we can play multiple videos at the same time. We have all of these custom playback controls. It comes with fast forwarding and rewinding capability, AirPlay, playback speed, all of this awesome stuff that we're going to get from SwiftUI. And then we are also going to be using the native photos picker along with Async await and all of that to upload our videos to Firebase storage. So let me go ahead and show you guys what this is going to look like in Firebase. So this is my back end. You guys can see here in my storage bucket, I have my video files, and I'm also uploading metadata about those videos into my database with like the video URL and stuff. So we're going to be going over how to upload and download these videos to and from Firebase to ultimately display them in a feed. So it's going to be an awesome video, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into Xcode and get started. With Xcode opened up, guys, let's go ahead and create an iOS app. I'm going to call this SwiftUI video feed tutorial. And make sure you have SwiftUI and Swift selected. Let's hit next to create our project here. And let's go ahead and get started by setting up our project directory before we hop into building out the UI and functionality of our app here. Always like to do this. If you guys have been following me for a bit, you know this about me. So let's make 5 groups, okay? So all you got to do is hop over to the project directory on the left, and you can either right click and hit new group or just do Command Option N, which is what I was doing. So let's go ahead and make a folder for app. Make a folder for our model, our view model, and our service. And then let's go and move this app file up to our app folder, this content view guy up to our view folder. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get started with building this out, guys. Really quickly, let's see if we can get the preview to work. Let's just hit refresh there. Sometimes when you move the content view file around, it doesn't like to work. I think if you just go back and forth between 2 files, it should launch. Okay, so we're good there. So let's go ahead and start building this out. First of all, we're going to want this to be in a navigation stack, and we're going to start by building out this navigation bar. So let's go ahead and command click into this and hit embed in vstack and just hit navigation or type navigation stack. On our vstack, we're going to say .navigation title feed .navigation bar title display mode is .inline, and then .toolbar. Then we're going to create a toolbar item with placement and content. We're going to say .navigation bar trailing, and we're going to open up that bracket for our content, and we are going to create an image with system name of plus. Oops, it's lowercase p. Foreground color is black. Okay, so that should be good to go for now. And let's go ahead and rework this VStack here, right? So we're going to want a scrollable list of potential videos, guys. So we're going to replace this VStack guy with a scroll view. And that should move that up to the top and make this scrollable. And we can go ahead and say for each. And for now, we're just going to say like 0 up to like 3 ID \self. And go ahead and say video in. We'll see why this is a video later. And we're just going to say like text video goes here. Okay, so we're obviously just going to put videos there. Duh, right? So next up, guys, let's go over how to present our photo picker and make sure that it only presents us with videos. I'll also show you guys how to get videos into the application. So we are going to go up to the top and say import photos UI. And then we're going to replace this image. Just go ahead and cut that code with photos picker. And we're going to want this guy with selection, matching, and label. Okay, so we need to create a photos picker item. We'll do that in a second. Actually, we should probably do that now. And then we need to say where we want the library or the user to be picking from. In this case, it's going to be videos. And then what we do know is that we want this guy to be our image of system name plus. So we're actually going to handle all of the photos picker selection stuff from a view model, guys. That's how things are done in the Apple documentation, and that's how we're going to be doing it here. So in our view model folder, let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Let's create a Swift file. It's going to be our content view model, and it's going to be a class content view model, observable objects, and we are going to create a published property. At published var selected item, and we need to go up to the top and import SwiftUI and import Photos UI as well. And this is going to be a photos picker item, and we're going to have a did set observer here, and we will go over what we're going to put in this guy in just a little bit. For now, let's just go back and replace or add this selected item into our content view. So what we need to do is create a state object for our view model. And then we are going to go here and say $viewModel.selected item. And for the matching guy, we are going to add some code here to make sure that we're only looking at videos in our photo library. So we're going to say .any of .videos. I think we need to say open bracket .videos, comma, .not .images. Okay, so this is going to give us back only videos for our photos picker. So let's just go ahead and see if this is working right now, guys. So our photos picker should launch when we hit this guy, and you should see it just say no videos here. So now that we've done that, let's go over how we can actually get videos into the simulator so that we can ultimately select a video and upload it to Firestore. So we're gonna hop into an internet browser, guys, and I want you guys to go to a website called pixabay.com. That's Pixabay.com. The link should be in the description to this video. And then you are going to select the videos option. And this is literally just a bunch of free video footage that you can download, and you can literally just drag and drop it into your app. So for example, this is one of my downloaded files. If I just drag it into my simulator, it will put that into my simulator there, and we can see those video files showing up. There's obviously a bunch of pictures in here as well, but this is my Photos app, okay? So in the completed app, once I launch that, it's only gonna show me videos. So once you guys do that, let's go ahead and just run our application here on the simulator, because we can't get those videos to show up in the preview, just to make sure that this is working before we move on. So we go here, and you guys should see your video showing up there. So it's as simple as that to get videos into your simulator, guys. So let's hop back into our view model now and go over what we need to do to actually get this data back from our video and ultimately upload it to Firebase or Firebase storage. So we're gonna make a function here called upload video, and it's gonna be async throws. So this is obviously gonna be using the new async await concurrency Swift features, guys. If you guys don't know anything about that, there's a link in my description or in the description to this video going through a full async await tutorial. I recommend checking that out if this is confusing to you. So anyway, we're going to say guard let item equal selected item else return. And then we're going to say guard let video data equal try await item dot load transferable. And you're going to select this guy and just say data dot self. And we'll say else return there as well. And then let's just go ahead and see if we can print out our video data. So I'm going to say print debug video data is video data. And this is where this did set guy is going to come in. So we are just going to go here and say task try await upload video. So just a quick breakdown of what's happening here. Back in our content view, guys, we have this photos picker, and it's the selected item is tied to this view model property that we have here. So whenever we pick an item from our photos picker, like this, say you select that guy, it dismisses, and then that selected item is going to get populated with the value that we selected from our library. So when that happens, like this did set block gets triggered, and then it's going to call our upload video function. Right now, it's actually not uploading a video. We will get to that in a little bit. We're just getting back the video data from the video that we selected. So with any image or video that you select, that is essentially just made up of data, and we're getting the data back with this line of code right here and seeing if we can just print it out to our console, just to make sure this is all working as expected. So let's go ahead and run this one more time, and we should just get a print statement saying like, hey, video data is, and it's going to just be a large number of bytes. So we go here, select video, and you can see video data is, what is that, whatever that number is, looks like 40,032,202 bytes. So a pretty large video file, or relatively, you know. I'm sure there's much bigger video files than that, but that's our video data, guys. So now that we have that, we need to go over how to actually upload this video to a backend server. And we're going to be using Firebase to do that, okay? So we actually need to go and create a Firebase project here so that we can upload this video data to Firebase, store it there, and then ultimately be able to fetch those videos that we have uploaded and display them in some sort of feed like we have here. So let's go ahead and get started with setting up Firebase, guys. So if you guys have worked with Firebase before, you can probably just skip this section altogether. But if you haven't or just need practice with how to set up a Firebase project, let's go ahead and get one set up now. So we're going to go to console.firebase.google.com. You need to log in with a Google account, and then we're going to select Add Project. This is going to be SwiftUI Video Tutorial. Hit Continue. We don't need analytics here. And let's go ahead and create our project. And this shouldn't take too long to create. And once it's done, then we just need to set up Firebase, our database, and our Firebase storage bucket as well. And I'm going to go over the difference between those two things once we set them up. So our project's ready. Let's hit continue. And let's go over to this build section, guys. And we're going to select the storage option. And let's see. Storage is used to store and retrieve user-generated files like images, audio, and video without server-side code. So this is where we're going to be uploading our videos to. This would be where you upload, images and audio files, PDF files, anything like that. You upload them to a storage bucket. And we're going to start in test mode once you hit get started. And then we are going to hit done once this location is selected. I always just use the default location. And let's just wait for this guy to do its thing. And then we also need to set up our Firebase database. And I'm going to go over why we need to do that as well. So for uploading images, all you need to do is set up the Firebase storage. That's where the images go. But if we want to retrieve or download those videos, we need to set up our Firebase database and store a video URL that is associated with the video that we have uploaded. It's the exact same thing for images. So let's go back to build and go to Firestore database. And let's set this up as well. So I know this jumped around a little bit, guys, but my Firebase was doing something weird. But after you go to the build section and select Firestore database and go through the setup instructions, much like we just did with the storage section, you should end up here. Just make sure you start in test mode, and you should end up at this screen where it says your database is ready to go. Just add data. And let's see. So now what I want us to do, guys, is go back to our project overview. And we need to add our iOS app to this. So this is just, once again, part of the setup process. We need to add our bundle ID. Mine is going to be com.stefandowlis.swiftui video tutorial. If you guys don't remember yours, you can go back to your Xcode project. And once you click on that guy up in your navigation menu, you should see this bundle identifier. You just hit that arrow right there, and you should be able to find it right there to copy and paste. So let's go ahead and register our app. And Then we need to download this Google service-info.plist file. This is a very important step. So what I like to do, guys, is just drag this onto my desktop. You can't see that right now, but it is dragged onto my desktop. I can bring it down here. So I just dragged it onto my desktop. You see it has a dash number in there. It says -2. We can't just drop that directly into our project. So what I like to do is go into Finder, navigate to my project. So go to desktop, programming. This is just where my project is. And I'm going to go to SwiftUI video feed tutorial and drag and drop this in here. And now I can rename it to be my Google service-info.plist. And now that I've done that, I can finally drag and drop that into my Xcode project. So let's just drag this all the way over here. So the reason you have to do that, guys, is because, wait, where did it go? Oh, don't want it in my service folder. Want it outside of that. Firebase has to recognize this file name. It can't have a dash number or anything. It has to be this letter for letter, Google service-info.plist. So this is just how our app knows to communicate with the Firebase server that we just created. So then we're going to hit next, and we need to add our Firebase Swift package. So we're going to go up back to Xcode, go to File, and add our package here. Once again, if you guys have done this before, this is, boilerplate stuff. Essentially, it's just how you integrate Firebase into your code. And for those of you who have never done this before, this Swift package that we're installing right now is what's known as a dependency. And it's basically a bunch of code that Firebase has written for us to help us interact with their API. So they wrote code for us to help us upload information to Firebase servers, retrieve information from Firebase servers, and all of that. So you guys should get presented with this window here. We just need to select a couple modules to download. So all the way at the bottom, you're going to select Firebase Storage, and then we're also going to select Firebase Firestore Swift, Firebase Firestore, and that should be it. Okay. We don't need Firebase Auth unless you guys are building this app with like authentication functionality. In this case, we are not. Then you could select Firebase Auth. But for the purposes of this, we only need storage and Firebase Firestore. So let's go ahead and add that package. And we're going to hit next. And then we need to add this code to our app file. So let's just go ahead and copy this stuff right here, this app delegate stuff, and go back to our guy right here. Add that code right there. Up at the top, we can say import Firebase core. And then here, we need to add this application delegate adapter. There we go. Just say import Firebase. And that should be it, guys. No such module Firebase. Okay, I think the packages just need to finish doing their thing. Let's go ahead and just see if we can run our code and have it launch, and it should just still be working as expected, right? We've only now integrated Firebase. We haven't actually implemented any functionality with Firebase in our project just yet. So now that we're done with that, we can continue to our console and move forward with actually uploading a video here. So I just want to make sure this builds before we move on. Let me get rid of that. And we can keep this up. Yep. So we are good to go, guys. So let's go ahead and get started with how we're actually going to upload a video file to our Firebase storage bucket. So we're going to hop into this service folder, guys, and create a new file here. It's going to be a Swift file, and we're going to call it video uploader. Let's just go ahead and make a struct called video uploader. And we are going to make a function. It's actually going to be a static function called upload video with data, video data, async throws, and it's going to return an optional string, and we'll go over why in a little bit. Let's just go ahead and start filling in this function. So first off, guys, we are going to need a file name for our video, and we're just going to use this unique identifier string generator that Swift gives us, nsuid.uuid string. We definitely want to make sure all of our videos have unique file names when we upload them to Firebase. So that's just a file name for our video. Then we're going to create a storage reference. So we're going to do this, we actually need to import Firebase up at the top. Then we're going to say storage.storage.reference.child, and the path is going to be the file name. So if you guys wanted to like specify a video folder, you could like say like quote slash videos slash file name, and this will actually, you know, create a folder for all of your videos. And this can be really helpful, right? Because if you have an app where you want things to be divided up into folders, where you maybe want like videos, images, or like profile images and post images and stuff like that, that you definitely want to use this sort of folder path style. Cannot find storage in scope. Why are you being mean to me, man? Import Firebase storage. That's why it was being mean to me. Okay, so that goes away. And now we're going to need to do something called like with creating some metadata here. And we're going to say this is equal to storage metadata. And then we're going to say metadata dot content type equals, we're going to open up some quotes, video slash QuickTime. So this is just going to indicate to our metadata in the storage that we are uploading a video, so that when we download this file, it is going to use this somehow to make sure that we get back this file in a video format. So now we're going to open up a do block with a catch block as well. Sorry about that, guys. Having trouble typing. I just got a new keyboard. So we're going to say do catch, and we're going to say let underscore equal try await ref dot put data async with the metadata, okay? And then we're just going to pass in the video data that we're getting from our input parameter there. And then here we're going to pass in the metadata that we just created here, right? So we're putting this random like set of data or data block up there, and we're adding this metadata property to it so that it knows that it's a video file, okay? So the reason we say underscore is because this actually returns some metadata, I think, and we don't actually need to use that. So we just use an underscore there. And then we're going to say let URL equal, try await ref dot download URL. And then we're going to return URL dot absolute string. And like I said, we are going to go over what exactly this is for those of you who don't know. If we hit the catch block, that means something went wrong. We're going to print debug failed to upload video with error.localized description. So you guys might be wondering where this error comes from. Swift is really smart, and it gives us access to an error anytime we are in a catch block. So that's pretty cool. Then we are going to return nil there. So this is our video upload function, guys. That's literally all we need to do, and we're going to be calling this from our view model. So when we select that video item, you guys remember we got some data back. We're just going to pass it into this function, and it's going to give us back this optional string. So what exactly is that? Well, let's go back to our database and talk about this. So our Firestore database is really just meant for storing text, okay? So the storage bucket is where we actually store really large files. So we need to be able to store the video URL for the video that we just uploaded in our Firebase database or Firestore database to ultimately retrieve it and download the video. We can't directly store videos in the Firestore database. That's not what it's meant for. Those are extremely large files, and this is not meant to do that. So we store the larger stuff in a storage bucket. It generates a video URL or a location of where that video has been uploaded to, and then we store that URL in the Firestore database, and then we use that URL to retrieve the video later on. That's going to make more sense if it doesn't now once we actually do it. So let's go ahead and continue on back in our content view model with uploading this video, guys. So it's pretty simple from here, actually. We already have the video data, right? So we're just going to say guard let video URL equal try await video uploader dot upload video with data video data else return. And then we need to upload this video URL to Firestore. So we're going to say try await Firestore. Oops, we need to import Firestore. So we're going to go up and import Firebase, actually. Then we're going to say Firestore.Firestore dot collection videos, or whatever you want the collection name to be, dot document dot set data with this async throws guy. You're going to open up some square brackets, say video URL, video URL. So this is going to upload that information to Firestore. And then here we can just say print debug finished video upload. Okay. And let's go ahead and see if this works out, guys. So literally as soon as we click on one of those videos, it's automatically just going to upload it to Firestore straight away. So let's go ahead and run our code. And we're going to get our database opened up, and we're going to keep an eye on it. Let's see, is that, yep, it's running for me. So I'm going to go to my plus button. I'm going to select a video, and the upload is literally happening right now. So first up, let's keep an eye on our console to see when we get this print statement back for when the video has finished uploading. Okay, is it uploading or is it not? Let's see. Refresh your database. Nothing yet. Okay. Permission denied, missing or insufficient permissions. That is interesting. So that means something is up with our database. So I think that means it uploaded to storage. Yes, it did. It just didn't go to our Firebase database. So we need to go to our rules. And you were experiencing that error as well. Just go to your rules section in your Firestore database, and I'm going to replace this with this. Allow read write if the time is less than this. So this is sort of annoying, guys. They only allow like a month of testing. What I often do is just like change the date. Sometimes you'll get error messages and your data won't load in Firebase. This is often the problem. It's just that they have this time expiration date for when you can use it, because it's like a testing version of the database. So just go ahead and change that. And I'm going to go ahead and try this one more time. So it is cool that the video uploaded to storage. We just want to make sure that we're actually getting the video URL to upload to Firebase, our Firestore database, so that we can ultimately fetch that stuff and display it in our video feed. So these videos do take a bit of time to upload. Ideally, what you guys would want to implement here is like some sort of loading indicator. Okay, so now we're getting that print statement back. That's where our video is finished uploading. So if I go back to my data, we can see that this video URL is now showing up here. So guys, what I was saying before was you would probably want to implement some sort of loading indicator indicating to the user like, hey, we're uploading your video. And then dismiss it when the video is finished uploading. But we're not going to be doing that here. We are going to be moving on to fetching our videos from Firestore. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So back inside of our content view, guys, we need to create another function here to fetch our videos that we have uploaded to Firestore. So we're going to say func fetch videos. It's going to be async throws. And we're just going to reach out to this collection and get all of the documents. So we're going to go to this videos collection and just fetch all of these documents associated with that collection. So it's pretty simple. We're just going to say let snapshot equal try await, and you can copy this path and say .get documents. And let's just go ahead and see if we can print out what we get back. So we can say for doc in snapshot .documents. Just go ahead and say print doc.data. So this should just print back what we're getting back from Firebase. Let's go ahead and go up to the top here, create an initialization function, and just launch this whenever we, or call this function whenever we initialize this content view model. So we can say task, try await, fetch videos. And let's go ahead and run our code. Another option, guys, would be to go to the content view, and you could go here and add a .task modifier. So you could go here and say viewModel.fetch videos or try await blah, 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 blah. But the only thing I don't like about this is I'm pretty sure it fires that off every time you load the view or this view appears. And you might not necessarily want that to happen. So I just like to do it on when we initialize the view model. So when we initialize this view model here, that's when that function call is going to happen. And if we check our console, we can see that we're getting back the video data that we have uploaded to Firestore. So if it was unclear about what this video uploader is returning, this is what it is right here. It's this video URL. I'm pretty sure I've explained this, but I'll just do a quick run through of it one more time. Once we're finished uploading that video to storage, we get this video URL back. And this represents the location of where we have uploaded that video to in our Firebase storage bucket, or where it exists in the cloud, essentially. So once we get this back, if you guys were to copy and paste this URL into a URL bar, like in a browser, it will literally download that video to your device. And that's how we're ultimately going to be displaying the videos on our phone here, or simulator. We're going to be using this URL to do that. So that's why this function returns a string. Once we're finished uploading the video, we want to get that URL back, and then we upload that to Firestore so that we can access the video in storage later on, which is what we're about to do now. So really quickly, guys, let's go ahead and just create a model for this. I think that's best practice. Whenever you're trying to display information in a list, I always like to represent it as a data object. So let's create a struct, call it video. It's going to be identifiable and decodable. We're going to say let video URL, which is a string. And then let's just go ahead and say ID equal NSUUID.UUID string. Just assign it some random identifier. Okay. And that is what we need to do to conform to that identifiable protocol to be able to loop through that stuff in SwiftUI. Make it var and see if that makes that go away. Yeah. Okay. So that's good to go. Let's go ahead and now go back to our content view model and take this data that we're getting back and turn it into our model, or map it into our data model. So before we do that, let's actually create a data model. So we're going to say publish var videos equals video. And then here we can delete this guy. And in one line of code, we can just say self.videos equals snapshot.documents.compactMap, open up our brackets, dollars, or say try, question mark, $0 and we actually need to import Firebase Firestore Swift up at the top. So import Firebase Firestore Swift. And now you should see the option to decode that video. So just say video.self. So this is going to take the data and decode it into our model object. And now we can just go back to our content view and we can replace this for each with the static set of numbers there with view model dot videos. And now we're just going to print out, or sorry, display a video here. So SwiftUI makes this super, super simple, guys. We just need to import AV kit up at the top. And then you're going to go here and add this object called video player. And we need to just create this AV player. And it's going to ask us for a URL. So we're going to say URL string video URL. Go ahead and just force unwrap it. And then we are just going to give it a frame of like height 250 pixels or something like that. And let's go ahead and run our project, and that should literally be it, guys. That should be all we have to do in order to get videos displayed in an application. Upload and download functionality. This is dope. So let's see if this works. We have an error. So we are publishing changes from a background thread. So what we need to do, guys, is just go ahead and mark this function with the main actor right there. That means that it will, once it tries to publish data right here, it will move off of that background thread and back onto the main thread when we want to publish that data. We're not supposed to publish changes from background threads. And all async await processes or tasks happen on background threads. So now that we've done that, let's see if we're working here. So we are not getting our video showing up, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and check out what's going on in our content view. And I think what the problem is, guys, is something with our decodable protocol. So let's actually just go ahead and make this a computed property in our model. So just say var id string and say return NSUUID.UUID string. Sometimes the decodable stuff can be a little finicky when you give things default values, but for some reason, if you make it a computed property, everything is fine. So if we go ahead and run this one more time, we should be good to go, and we should see our video showing up in our feed, and that is exactly what we see right there, guys. And if you just hit that or click on the video, you notice that we can play the video, we can fast forward through it, we can do all of this awesome stuff that SwiftUI just gives us out of the box for free, which is absolutely incredible. And you guys could test this out with uploading a couple different videos. There's one more feature I want to implement that's going to be super, super quick before we end the video. Just go here and say .refreshable, and then just say task viewModel fetch videos, and you need to say try await before that. So this just gives you a way of that pull down to refresh. Oops, we need to add parentheses there. It just gives you that pull down to refresh functionality. That's very important to have with any sort of feed, right? So like you can just pull down and refresh and refetch stuff. So if you ever upload a new video and you want to refresh your feed to see if the new video is there, you have that functionality as well. And it's as simple as that. And if you guys want access to the completed source code, just go on and head over to my website at stephancodes.com. If you become a member, you can get access to any one of these YouTube courses that I have here. So there's a bunch that you get access to right away just from becoming a member. And any one of those membership plans gets you access to this from as little as $5 a month. So I just launched this awesome Instagram course that you guys should check out. I have an Uber course, a crypto course, a Twitter course, all of this free on YouTube that you get access to if you become a member. A little bit more about the membership plans. The Diamond plan gets you access to everything on the site. It's over $2,000, almost $3,000 worth of value for just $40 a month. So we have pro courses here that include production ready applications with a ton of awesome, amazing features. And then we have a bunch of source code templates as well that you get access to there with the Diamond package. And you get 2 free phone calls with me per month as well. And we can go over whatever you want, coding questions, interview questions, code review, anything like that. So highly recommend joining the site, guys, and it gets you access to a ton of stuff. It's really too good of a deal to pass up. So appreciate you guys watching this video. Hope you liked it. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to see more stuff like this, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.